welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. Today we are catching up with Abhishek Gupta, Chief Marketing Officer, Edelweiss Tokio Life Insurance. He is speaking to us about the big trends that will define marketing in 2022, the impact of the third wave on the insurance sector, and how should BFSI brands engage with their consumers in the post-COVID era. Abhishek, welcome to Storyboard.
Thank you. Thank you, Shivani.
Abhishek, we are speaking to each other right at the beginning of the year. So considering this new year that we are talking in, can you share with us what are the key trends that will be dominant for the BFSI sector in the year 2022?
Shivani, I think in the year 2022, there are 5 or 6 trends that would be very dominant. The first is, which is actually continuing from the last year, which is the realization and the increased state of vulnerability that we all are in. And since we realize, the moment you realize vulnerability, that means you start gravitating towards products which offer protection or hedging against those vulnerabilities. So products like insurance, products like short-term investments will start actually finding more favor with the customers. But at the same time, which is probably the different or the opposite side of this, is when things start getting normalized, the revenge consumption starts to coming back. And the moment revenge consumption starts to come back, things like financial planning, things like protection, then they take a backseat, because people really want to start consuming what they have been missing out in the last 2 years. So this is something that goes for and goes against the category. So this is what I see, and therefore as BFSI members, we actually need to take care of both the sides of the coin over here. At the same time, I also feel a lot of business, since there's a lot of disruptions, and the disruptions have to be sporadic. They're coming, they go, they come, they go. So people will start reconnecting with basics and said, let's put the basics in place again and then start building blocks in place. So reconnecting with basics is also, I think, one major trend that will come. But at the same time, privacy will take a much, and which has nothing to do with pandemic as such, because privacy, if you see Google with their action against cookies, or Apple moving towards making the entire ecosystem more secure, which will actually throw a lot of challenge to marketers, and not just BFSI but everywhere, that how do we navigate this world where customer privacy is important and the avenues which are available are gradually start to go down. So we'll probably move towards much more personalization as compared to before.
Correct.
At the same time, the focus will be on to build a socially conscious brand.
Absolutely. And, Abhishek, these 2-3 months are extremely crucial for the insurance business. So considering that we have started this year on a complete roller coaster kind of a note, how are things panning out for Edelweiss Tokio?
So, as Shivani, as happened with every other industry, currently we have been impacted by the so-called third wave, if we can call this a third wave. We have been impacted from the perspective is a lot of our employees as well as our partners have been impacted. Although the severity of the impact is fairly less. But what has meant is, because of this impact, there has been a disruption in the business. And therefore, our focus right now is to ensure all our employees, all our partners are completely safe and taking good care of their families as well as themselves. I think we'll start focusing on business once actually we are assured that everybody is safe. Yes, GFS is an important quarter for business, the most important quarter for our business. And we actually look forward to have a rocking February and March for us. I'm assuming January will get impacted. So a rocking February and March, because yes, as I said earlier, the increased sense of vulnerability is there. So people are looking for protection-based solutions right now.
Okay. Abhishek, one of the key things that has happened over the past 2 years is that people have shed their reservations when it comes to digital financial transactions. So how is your company leveraging on this particular trend?
Traditionally life insurance, if I look at the life insurance industry as a whole, more than 80-85% of the business has always been there when somebody is assisting the consumer in buying the product. whether this is whether the customer is actually buying it online, or even when the customer is buying through an advisor. There's always an assistance that is available to customer. Even when you're buying online, there's somebody on the call center who is trying to help you out there. So for us, I think the focus is more how do I enable my distributor to be digitally savvy and service the customer digitally. Since 85%, 85 to 90% of the business is assisted by a distributor. So our focus right now is to ensure that the distributor is completely digitally enabled. Second is digitally trained to service and source the consumers. And third is making the process extremely seamless for both the distributor as well as customer.
Absolutely. So, apart from working on building this entire digital ecosystem, what will be the key focus areas for the brand, for the company in the coming year, given the entire dynamic situation that we have in our hands right at the start of the year?
Yeah. So I see the entire focus will be to offer a seamless experience across multiple channels. Because our industry, the consumer, there are multiple channels of business. There are agents, what we call as advisors. There are corporate agents, there are brokers, there are bank assurance segment, there is web aggregators, and there is our own websites and our own direct business. So there are multiple channels that are existing. The focus for us in the coming year is to ensure that we are able to offer a seamless consumer experience across all of these channels. But at the same time, we are also realizing that the distributors are the carriers of this experience for the consumers. So offering seamless experience to both distributor as well as consumers is going to be the focus for us.
Okay, let's hope for that. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
It is time for us to take a short break.